What? I wonder what. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Handbrakes on.
Today's job is doing the brakes on the GC. Now what's special about these ones are these were the cheapest full brake kit that I could find on Amazon. So that's 4 rotors and all the brake pads. I'll put the cost in the screen, the exact cost, but I don't remember. It's been like a week or two since I bought this, but it was around $70 for all of this. So that's pretty insane, pretty cheap for the whole kit. I mean, obviously I have no idea what these brands are, whether they're good or not. I mean, it's probably just, you know, drop shipped from China, but for now it's fine for this car. One reason being, it's just kind of interesting to see how good or bad these are going to be for the price. The other thing is that the main goal for the GC is to WRX swap it, and when I'm doing that swap, it's going to be an entire swap, meaning the brakes, the rotors and all that are going to be swapped into the WRX ones. And right now the brakes, let me show you, the brakes are just really rusted and just warped. I mean, it's probably just because it was sitting out in winter for so long, and it will probably just clean off after using it a lot. But right now it's super loud. If you like watch one of the first videos with that car, I did take it for a drive and it was just embarrassingly loud, and I didn't want to drive it anymore. So I will be doing these today. First one I'm going to start off with, the front one. You can do a little really dark before, but I mean, I'll take a picture of it again. You may have noticed my wheels magically changed, and that's just because I decided to make another video in the middle of this one. Here we go, having a good look at the first one. So I actually noticed this pad, oh, lighting's so bad here, but you can't tell, but this pad is actually like pretty thick. So this is what the previous owner told me. So he told me that he changed the brakes, and he said he did the head gasket 8 months before I bought it. I mean, now there's oil leaking and, you know, brakes are squeaking. So I thought he just lied to me, but that was whatever. I really didn't care because I knew I was gonna redo those stuff anyway. I mean, I guess he technically didn't lie, but I think he did the front brakes but didn't do the backs, because again, I changed my wheels, so I looked at the backs that are way worse. We'll see those later. But this one, these ones, the pads actually look really good. And I mean, other than the rust, I think these rotors are pretty good in terms of at least like the wear on them is not that bad. I'm gonna replace these anyway since I have the stuff to replace it, but I think I'm actually gonna save the pad just as like a backup emergency if I ever need it. But I mean, I'm just gonna get rid of the rotors. Well, I think I'm a genius for this. A spring off a trampoline worked perfectly. So this is the cheapest kit on Amazon for the RS, and so far not too bad. I'm surprised that all these springs came, because I saw a lot of the reviews on I don't know if it was on this exact one, but on the for other cars, a lot of people complaining that clips didn't come. I mean, usually you could probably reuse the old ones, but it's nice to see the clips here. And I obviously have no idea what this brand is. And on this one, that's the brand, and these ones are whatever these are. And like I said before, I'm not expecting much from this, and I bought the cheapest one just because I don't really need the brakes. I don't care about the actual braking power of this whole set. It's just a little cool little thing to do while we wait for the main project to keep going. There we go. Making my employee do all the work now. No?
That's stuck.
My turn. Here you go.
I'm gonna hit my hand on that.
That's it.
Can't take it out completely.
Yep. And then, actually, hold on a second. Oh shoot. I left my spring in there.
No.
Okay. It's so dark. Is it charged? Yes. Look at this. This is what's here, and this is what it's supposed to look like. And now, finally got that out. I think, right? Yep.
It's okay if it drops?
Yep. Double check that it's actually unscrewed, because it should be coming out at this point. Right there. I'm actually so scared it just pops out and hits me.
What?
Oh no. Oh no.
Handbrake's on.
There's literally a brake behind there.
Oh.
And we just like ripped it apart right now.
Well, we didn't rip it.
I mean, like,
We didn't use that.
I mean, it still works. Watch. Ready?
Oh! Oh no!
Dude, how much did we break?
How bad is it?
Well, I don't know what I'm looking at, so I don't know if it's broken.
I don't either.
Oh yeah, okay. Put it back, put it back. It's working.
It's good?
Yeah. We are trained professionals, alright? It's just a bad day. Brand spanking new. I didn't actually finish it. I didn't actually bolt it on, but the brake pads wouldn't slide on very easily back there, and I started filing the part of the pad that actually slides into there to hopefully fit it better. But I didn't want to do too much because I didn't know if that's a good thing to do. But I looked it up, and just sometimes the calipers get so rusty that there's a big thick layer of, you know, corrosion and stuff. So the front ones were the same thing. They were tight, but they went in without having to do anything. But just to be safe and get it to perform right, I'm just going to take it apart and then file it, grind it, whatever I need to do to actually let the pads move in and out a lot more smoother. It's extra work, but I would rather have the brakes actually working when I'm driving. So might as well spend the time to take it apart. So here we go, just using a normal file. I just did a bit at the tops and on the sides, on both sides. Once the pad's in, it can actually just barely slide through. It shouldn't get too loose because you want it to stay firm in there, but it's better now. Now I just have to do 7 more pads. Great. Well, only had 1 more bolt left to do, and RIP little man, now I'm stuck because I don't have any 1/2-inch sockets to use my breaker bar. I'm gonna see if I can go the old-fashioned way, but I doubt I'll be able to do it. Okay, I'm actually now back several days later. Almost a week. I talked about how I broke my little adapter thing, and the bolt was really tight on there, and I basically figured out why. There's no way you can tell in the camera, but this thread here is completely ruined and stripped. The bolt that was in here was completely cross-threaded and destroyed this, and like it's basically completely flat now. I basically found out the thread of this was like M12 by 1.5, and I went to a bunch of stores trying to find it, and I couldn't find it for days, going to different stores, and I basically ended up having to buy a whole kit just to get one of these, because apparently no one sold these individually. Well, I did find individual ones, but not the one I wanted. This was kind of stupid. I just had to spend money for no reason because someone doesn't know how to use a proper torque wrench. And I went and just bought a bunch of 1/2-inch sockets. So now I don't have to use an adapter that's gonna break. I can just put these right on my breaker bar. I'm trying to get in the light, but I think it worked. It looks a lot better. And finally, a job that should have taken a day, maybe a weekend max, has once again taken a week on this car. The brakes are now nice and shiny. The pedal feels good inside. It's nice and tight. and this thing can finally stop. Well, that is about it. The next thing to do is basically decide if I want to sand the car or if the motor's coming out for the rebuild. After that, anything I do to it is kind of extra, and it should be pretty nice.